scene of Romeo and Juliet, we get to see how Juliet reacts to Romeo leaving her and what Juliet's future holds. Romeo had just left Juliet's side to go to safety in Matuna. Before Juliet can recover from her loss, she gets news that she's expected to marry in a few days. Juliet gets upset over this, as does Capulet, who had already picked out her spouse. To talk about the scene, let's welcome to the stage Juliet. I have a few questions for you today. At the beginning of your conversation with Romeo, you ask him to stay longer, but you very quickly change your stance and convince him to leave. What causes you to so quickly change your mind?
Well, at first I thought, yon light is not daylight, I know it I. But then I realized, it is, hie hence, be gone away. I said this because I realized that Romeo would be in danger if he stayed much longer.
At the end of your conversation with the nurse, you said, if all else fails, myself have power to die. Did you really mean that you'd be willing to go that far for Romeo?
Yes, as I said, my husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. I have faith that even if not in this life, we would be together in heaven, which is why I would be willing to put my life in the hands of God.
Thank you, Juliet. That's all we have time for today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for that insight, Juliet. Next, let's welcome to stage Capulet. Hello, Capulet. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I can see that it was a heavy moment for you when your wife told you about Juliet's decision regarding her marriage to Paris. When your wife said she will none, she gives you things, you flipped out. Don't you think you may have overreacted?
I don't think I overreacted at all. I mean, try to put yourself in my shoes. Like I said at the time, it makes me mad, day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, in company. Still, my care has been to have her matched, and having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, and then to have a wretched fool, a whining mammoth in her fortune's tender, to answer, I'll not wed. I thought this is what she wanted all along, so you can understand where I'm coming from.
Soon after this, you told Juliet, I'll give you my friend, and you be not. Hang, beg, starve, die into the streets. Did you mean what you said? Would you ever follow through on basically disowning your own child?
Absolutely. I would never allow my child to disobey me and then live in my house and eat my food again. I gave Paris my word that he could have my daughter's hand in marriage. Don't you see? My honor was at stake. I told her plain and clear, I'll not be forsworn.
It seems like only one of you could be satisfied. It was either her happiness or your honor.
I disagree. I think if she just had a little time to get to know Paris, that she would learn to love him. He is the man of any woman's dreams. It may have been sprung on her a little early, but she'll get over it.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's welcome to the stage Romeo. Romeo, how are you on this fine day?
I'm good, thank you.
I have a few questions to ask you, starting with this. Why were you at Juliet's balcony that one night, and why did you say to her, I must be gone and live, or stay and die?
I was at Juliet's balcony because I was banished from Verona, but I wanted to see her one last night before I left. I said this because I had killed Juliet's cousin, Mercutio. I had until dawn to leave Verona, or I would be killed.
Were you happy when you were leaving Verona? And if you didn't want to die, why did you say to Juliet, I have more care to stay than will to go?
Of course I wasn't happy. I had to leave my family, home, and my true love, Juliet. I said that because I wanted to stay with my wife. Although my head said to go and live, my heart said to stay and die. That is why I later said, come death, and welcome. All I wanted to do was stay with my love as long as I could.
Thanks, Romeo. That's all the time for today.
Thank you.
Welcome to the stage, the nurse. What did you do when Juliet's mother was coming to her chamber?
I was very worried that her mother was going to find her and Romeo in Juliet's chamber. I ran to Juliet's bedroom and said, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. Thankfully, Romeo left in time, so her mother did not see him.
How did you feel when Juliet's parents got angry at her? You were the only one in the room besides Juliet that knew about her love for Romeo.
I felt very sorry for Juliet. I loved that child and gave her the best advice I could. I told Juliet, I think it's best you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish-clap to him, an eagle, madam. Hearths not so green, so quick, so fair as eyes, as Paris' hearth. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. or 'twere as good as he were, as living here, you have no use of him.
Thank you. That's all the time we have for today. A word from our sponsors.
I'm Billy Mays, and I'm here to sell you Friar Lawrence's sleeping potion. It puts you to sleep so everyone thinks you're dead, and then your husband will kill himself. Only $19.99 plus shipping and handling.